Hello everyone. So today we'll be solving some important questions and revising through with the help of these questions for GCSE Math exam. So let's work out. So let's start with question number 1, um, which is a fraction question. So first we convert this mixed fraction to a normal fraction. For that we multiply these two and add the numerator. We always keep the denominator same, so 3 will remain as it is. Then 4 times 3 and then we add the numerator. Same thing here, denominator will remain same, and then we multiply 9 and 3 and we add 4. So 9 times 3, then we add 4. So here 4 times 3, 12 plus 1, which will become 13 over 3. And this, the denominator is 9. If you multiply 9 times 3 and add 4, you'll get 31. This is 1. Now the denominator is not common, so we cannot subtract or add them. Here we have to subtract, so we can't. We need to first make the denominator same. So I can multiply it with 3 and I'll get same, right? So to make a balance, multiply with the same number numerator. So now you will get 13 times 3, 39 over 9 minus 31 over 9. So now the denominator is same, so we keep it as it is, then we subtract the numerator, which would give you 8. So whenever the denominator is same, we can just subtract the numerator and keep the denominator as it is. So our answer is 8 over 9. Next question, we need to plot this graph using this data. So job duration is given in hours, and um, what else is given? We have given the charges. So for uh, basically, let me fix my uh, screen. Yeah, yes. So this table is showing job duration is this side, and this side we have charges. So let's start with, for 1 hour this is 60. So 1 hour 60, 2 hours 80, 3 hours 104, which is close to 100. So it will be there. 4 hours, it is, this is 4 hours 116, so this will be close to 120, somewhere there. Then for 5 hours it's 128, which is which is between 120 and 130. So 120, and this is 5 hours, and there we have, for 5 hours 120, 6 hours 140. For 6 hours this is the dot, and for 7 hours it's 160. So 7 hours 160. So if I just draw a line, this is something, this is how I can just plot it, because the graph is going upward. So that's why there is a positive correlation. That means as we increase the job duration by hours, the charges also increases. If the graph goes like this, then the correlation is negative, right, downward. So then it says use your line of best fit to estimate the charges for a 4-hour job. So 4-hour jobs, this is 4 hour. For 4 hour it's around 120, right? If you see this, so you can write 120 because you have to estimate, so that's a rough answer. Explain why it may not be appropriate to use your line of best fit to estimate the charges for job that last 12 hours. Because the range is only for 7 hours, right? If you see the data. So 12 hours is beyond the range of the data. That's why this won't be reliable even if we use it, right? That's why. Next question. So there is a data given, number of visitors at different place. So write the number of visitors at theme park as ordinary number. So theme park is this. which is 1.43 10 raised to power 7. So I would just write 1.43 10 raised to power 7 means I'll start with the decimal number and move 7 place. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So how many zeros? Because there is no number, so I'll put a placeholder 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the answer would be 14300. There are 5 zeros. So this is the answer, right? As an ordinary number. So we start like this because um, the exponent is positive. That's why I'm moving this side. If the exponent is negative, we have to move towards left. Okay, suppose 0.9, suppose 14.6 time 10 raised to power negative 3. So I'll go this way, 1, 2, 3. 3 step this side. So this will become, here is 0 and this will become 0.0149, right? Next is a number of visitor we have to write in castle in the standard form. So this is the question. So now we have to write in standard form. This is the standard form, right? Like this question, at theme park number of visitor was given in standard form. In exponent we have to write. So first I'll just write number which is 923,840. Then I'll put a decimal after first digit in this way towards this. Okay, so after first digit I have to put a decimal. Now check how many digits are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 digits, right, after the decimal point. So 10 raised to power 5. How many more people visited theme park than science? So theme park is this, science is this. So I just subtract theme park and science. For theme park I got this, right? If from this 143 and there were 5 zeros, I can just subtract science number, which would give me how many more people visited theme park, which is 4192900. So if you just subtract it, 0 0 10 minus 9 1 9 minus 2 7, this 0, because this is also 9 9, and then 101. So this is your answer. This many numbers visited more theme park than the science. Okay, next is work out this and give your answer as a mixed number. So first we need to convert this mixed number into a normal fraction. Same steps, we just keep the denominator as it is, multiply these two and add numerator. 5 times 2 10 plus 1 11. Then we have a multiplication sign in between, and then again multiply these two, add numerator, keep the denominator as it is. 3 3 times 1 3 plus 2 5. Now we just multiply numerator with numerator and denominator with denominator. So 11 times 5 55, 3 times 2 6. So this is our answer. Now we have to divide it. So first step, this is the question. So first step is to, we write first fraction as it is, we flip the second fraction. So if I flip it, this will become, the reciprocal of this would be 5 over 2. This division sign changes into multiplication. This 2 cancels out, right? Because one is numerator, other one is denominator. So 5 over 17 would be the answer. Okay. Next question is this, which says convert 50 pounds into dirhams. So 50 pounds into dirhams. So you can see this side we have pounds, here we have dirhams. Whenever you are solving this kind of question, always check your horizontal and vertical axis. What are the things given over these? So 50 pound is there. If you just make a line and go like this straight, you can use scale or something, you would see which is, this is 250 dirhams, right? So you can just write 250 dirhams. Convert 175 dirhams into pounds. So 175 is between 200 and 150. Suppose this is there 175. So if you see this, and make it like this, I mean a proper line, you will get 35, right? So 35 pounds in 175 dirhams. Next is Tom wants to buy a camera. In London, the camera costs 380 pounds. In Abu Dhabi, camera costs 200 dirhams. In which city the camera is cheaper and by how much? So let me just make it, it looks a bit messy, so let me clear it. Yeah. So we see, if you see here, this 200 dirhams is equivalent to 40 pounds, right? So I can write that, let me erase everything. 200, these for dirhams is 40 pounds, right? So if I add one more zero here, that means 2000 dirham is equal to 400 pounds, right? So 2000 dirham is 400 pounds, and in London the camera costs 380. So 380 pounds is cheaper than 400, right? By how much? So by 20, right? 400 minus 380 is 20. So in London it is cheaper and by 20 pounds. Next question is this, which is we have to find the area of this trapezium. So the formula is 1 half a plus b times height. A and b are the parallel sides and h is the height. Half, so if just add 5.2 and 10.8, because these two sides are parallel, and height is this, don't confuse, height is always a perpendicular distance. So height is not this, this is just a one of the side. So that's why I will use 4.5. If I use 6, the answer would be wrong. So if I add these two, I'll get 16 and half, 1 half of 16 and times 4.5. This is 8. 8 times 4.5 would give me 36 centimeter square, because this is area, so always put square with area. With volume we put cube, centimeter cube, suppose for in this question if they ask volume, and for perimeter we just put centimeter, because that's one dimension. Okay, next question, let me just erase it. This is a cylinder with a diameter of 8 and height is 10. Find the volume. So volume of cylinder is pi r square h, where r is radius, h is height. So pi, r is, we have to give answer in terms of pi, so we don't need to put the value of pi. Radius would be half of diameter, which is 4, square, height is 10. So 4 square is 16 times 10, which is 160 pi, right? So the answer is 160 pi. So then we have next question, in which we have to find, there is a pie chart which is showing the information about language studied in a school. So in school there are total 648 students, total students. There is Chinese, French, German, Spanish. So how many more students study German than French? That means we need to just work on two of them, German and French. So let me just erase these two. So let's first find out how many students study German and French, then we can compare them, right? So let's start with German. So German, because this, if you see this much, this is a sector, right? Part of a circle. And to find the area of sector, what formula do we use here? If I divide this angle, right? This angle with the total angle, this complete angle is, we know complete angle is 360. So that's why I divide 80 with 360 and the total students are 648. This way I can find how many students studies German, right? So if I just calculate it, this would give me 2 over 9 times 648. This would give me 144. So the students who studies German are 144 students. Now let's find for French. So again we would use for French, what we would do, the angle is not given for French. Okay, first of all we need to find angle, because we know the complete angle is 360 degrees, right? So 115, 125 and 80, if I just add them and subtract this from 360, okay, add it and subtract it from 360, I'll get 40. So this is 40 degrees. Now I divide this angle with whole angle, which is 360, times it with total students, which are 648. So if I just do the math, 4 times 9 is 36, 1 over 9 times 648, this would give me 72. So there are 72 students that studies French at school. 144 studies German, 72 studies French. How many more students study German than French? So we just subtract them to compare, right? If I subtract, I'll get 72. That means 72 students study German more than French. Okay. So this is the answer. Now let's move to next question. So we have to simplify it. This is a exponent question. So whenever there are two power, one is like, let's suppose a raised to power m, and there is a whole power of this, so we just multiply these two exponent. So same thing we would do, like here if I do, I'll just get a raised to power mn. So 2 raised to power m, these are the powers, so we would just multiply it. 4 times 3 would give me, oh sorry, where is my thingy? Yeah, 4 times 3 would give me 12. Okay, so 2 raised to power 12 is my answer. Actually, there is a mistake, because there is 2. I thought there is just, see, 2 raised to power m, let me, 2 raised to power m, 2m raised to power 4, and then whole raised to power 3, right? So 2 raised to power 3 would be 2 times 2. If I multiply 2 3 times, that would be 8, right? So that's how I get 8. And m raised to power 4 times 3, which is 12. So this should be my answer. Okay. And next question, this side we have, let me erase it. So the value of a, b and c is given. Okay, we have to work out the value of this. So a times b, a is 4, at place of a I will just plug 4, times b is 9, I'll add 24, 2 times c, 2 times c is negative 5. So I'll put a parenthesis to differentiate this multiplication and this negative sign. 4 times 9, 36 plus 24 over 10 raised, I mean negative 10. So 36 plus 24, this add up to 60 over negative 10. So the answer is negative 6, right? This is my answer. Next question is, make W the subject of the formula. Here, what is the subject of the formula in this given question? G is the subject of formula, right? We have to rearrange the terms and get W there. So for rearranging terms, we know if we move a term, let's suppose there is x and x plus 5 and there is 4 and there is a equal sign. Let me put it properly, sorry. Suppose this is x plus 3 is equals to 9. So this plus 3, as it moved to the other side, this become minus 3, right? Similarly, if there is a minus 3, suppose this is a minus 3. Okay, so as it moves to the other side, this become plus 3, right? So similarly, if we have 9x. Suppose this side I have 9, which is in multiplication. This side I have 12. So if I move to this number other side, this, because this is in multiplication, so opposite of multiplication is division. So it will come this side and it will divide. The same way, if there is a number which is in division, so opposite of division is multiplication. Suppose 12y over 9 is equals to 3. So this 9 is in division. If I move it to the other side, this will become 3 times 9. So here it is in multiplication. So if it is positive and we move it to the other side, it becomes minus. If it is division, it becomes multiplication. Like opposite operation, we just use inverse operation, okay, to rearrange the different terms. So let's see question number 22. We have to make W as the subject formula because there is equal sign in between these two terms. So first of all, let me write the question there properly. G W over W minus 5. We want, at place of G, we want W. First we do cross multiplication. There is nothing in denominator, that means it's 1. Cross multiplication means this multiply this and this with this. So G times W minus 5 and W times 1 is W. We use here distributive property, G times W and then G times 5. So this will become GW minus 5G is equals to W. We need to take W terms one side. This is the W term and this. We need to take them one side, right? So basically, let me just erase it. Yeah. So these two W terms I'm taking one side. So I bring this W terms this side. This is positive, so this will become negative. This is negative, so opposite operation, we are moving it to the other side of equal sign. This become positive 5G. Now, what is common between these two terms? W, right? So I take W outside. So only G minus 1 is remaining because G is remaining this side. There is nothing, so I can just write 1. I have 5G this side. Now I want W to be here, only W, because I want to make it subject of the formula. So W will remain this side. And this is in multiplication, right? This term is in multiplication with W. So it will come in the denominator, that is in division. So that's our answer. Okay. So let me just erase this and let's move to the next question. Next question, it says on the grid, draw y is equals to 4x minus 5 for the values of x from negative 2 to 2. So first let's make the table. So this is x, this is y, and starting from negative 2, then we have to go to negative 1, then 0, then 1, then 2. So negative 2, at place of x I need to put negative 2. So 4 times negative 2 is negative 8 and negative 5, which gives negative 13. So what I'm doing is, at place of x I'm plugging these values and I'm getting corresponding values for y. For example, y is equals to 4. At place of x, if I plug negative 1, I get 4 times negative 1 is negative 4 and then negative 5. This gives me negative 9. So here at when I plug negative 1, I get negative 9. If I plug 0 there, 4 times 0 is 0, I will get negative 5. If I plug 1 there, 4 times 1 is 4, negative 5, which gives me negative 1. If I plug at place of x 2, this gives me 3. So that's how I got corresponding values for y for different values of x using this equation. So let me just erase it. Now we need to plot it. It's simple. X, this is our x. This is our x-axis. Suppose I just draw a line. This is my x-axis and this is my y-axis. Okay, so this is my starting from -1. I mean, this is 1, 2, 3, -1, -2, and -3. On this, I can take a gap of 2, 2, 4. Actually, I should put 2 there. This is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, like this. Similarly for negative, -2, -4, -6, -8, -10, -12, right? So x is -2 and y is -13. So when x is -2, y is -13, which would, if let's suppose this -14, which would come there, right? So the point is this -2 and -13, I mean this, right? Then -1, x is -1 and y is -9, which would be between 8 and -1 and -9. It's there. Then 0 and -5, so x is 0, y is -5, which would be there. Then x is 1, y is -1, x1, y -1, which is here. x1, y -1 is there. Okay. Similarly, x2, y3 is this. So if I just join all these points, let me highlight it with different color. Okay, so I'll get a straight line, something like this. Okay, so we just need to plot it like this. So it's just, we need to first get the corresponding values by plugging it into this formula. This was the formula y 4x minus 5. I plug the x value, got the y values. For each x value I get their corresponding values. I just plot the graph and you know. Next question is solve the simultaneous equations. So how do we solve them? Basically, this is for question number 24. We can use, if I multiply, first of all I can use many method to solve this equation. Let's use elimination method. For that I need to make any one variable coefficient same. So you see 4x is there, 4 is the coefficient of x. If I wanna get here 4, I would need to multiply this equation with 2, not with 4, sorry, because 2 is already there. 2 times 2 is 4. So this will give me, so first equation is 4x plus 3y is equals to 5. If I multiply second equation, this with 2, this will become 4x. 5 times 2 is 10y. 9 times 2 is 18, right? This is what I got. Now I'll just change the sign to cancel them out. I mean, I will subtract them. So if I subtract 4 minus 4, this will sign changes into plus. So just change the sign, flip the sign. This is positive, so put it negative. Negative becomes positive, this is positive, so it becomes negative. Cancel out. Now we will consider this sign for these values, these values, this sign. So 10 plus 3, 13y, and then 18 minus 5, negative 13. Why negative 13? Because 18 is minus, I mean negative 18, it's negative 18. So y becomes negative 1, right? If I divide both sides with 13. So y is negative 1. If I plug it in any of the value, I mean in any of them equations, for example 4 x, then first I'm putting at place of y, I'll put negative 1 plus 3 times negative 1 is equals to 5. So 4x, 3 times 1 is negative 3 is equals to 5. So this way I can get 4x is equals to 5 plus 3 is 8. If I divide both sides with 4, I get x is equals to 2, right? So this is my answer. That's how we solve it. Next question is this, question number 30. Let me just erase it. So let me just fix it. Okay, by moving it to this side. So we have to work out and find the size of angle y. Okay, so as you can see, this is given that these two sides are equal, right? Because there is this sign which tell that they are equal. If this is 154, this angle would also be 154, right? Because they are alternate angles. Alternate angles are like this. These two angles are alternate angle. Two parallel lines, and these two are and if this is an isosceles triangle. So if let's suppose this is an isosceles triangle, these two sides are equal. So angle opposite to these sides are also equal. Like angle opposite to this side and this, they are also equal. So if these two sides are equal, opposite to this side, opposite to this side we have this angle, opposite to this side we have this angle. They are also equal. Suppose this is x, this is x. Sum of the interior angles in a triangle is 180. So 154 plus x plus this x is equals to 180 degrees, right? So if I just add them, this is 154, x plus x is 2x, 180. So I would just subtract this 154 from 180. Let me do it here. So this side I'll be just left with 2x. 180 minus 154, right? And then I divide this thing with 2, and that's how I get x, right? 180 minus 154, and then I divide it with 2. So let me just do it. So if I subtract 180 and 154, I get 26. So at place of this I'm just putting 26, and then I divide 26 with 2. That's how I get x, which is 13. So this is 13, this is also 13 degree. Now I have to find y. So let me just erase this. I just got this 13, right? And this is a straight angle because this is a straight line, because it says they are parallel in straight line. So if this much is 13, because we know linear pair, right? If this is 13 and they both add up to 180, so I can find y, okay, by subtracting 13 from 180, which would give me I think I'll get 167. Yeah, so y is 167 degrees. Okay, and then we got this. Next is this 150 125, whose raised to power is 3. So this becomes square root. Like if I have x raised to power 1/2, so I can write it square root of x. If I have x raised to power 1/3, so I can put there 3 and x. If I have x raised to power 1/4, this will become like this. Okay, so this is one of the exponent rule, power rule. So basically 125 raised to power 1/3 means I can write it like this, times 2 raised to power negative 3. So if there is any power which is negative, like 2 raised to power negative 3, I can turn it into positive power by doing the reciprocal of it. Now this is positive power, so I can write 1 raised to power 1 over 2 raised to power 3. So this 125 is 5 times 5 times 5, and this is 1 over 8, right? 2 raised to power 3 means 2, I multiplied 3 times. So 5 would come out of this root. This is 5 over 8. So the answer is 5 over 8. So that's how we do it. Then let's move to next question. It says a circle has an area of this. So area of circle is given. We have to find the radius. We know area of circle formula is pi r square, right? So area is given 64 pi. So at place of area I'm writing this pi, and then radius I have to find. So this pi cancels out, right? If I just divide both of them with pi, I get 64 r square. So if I just take the square root both side, so square root of 64 would give me 8, right? Because 8 times 8 is 64, so I can take 8 out. So r is 8 centimeter. Okay. Let's move to next question. There is a sector. We have to find this length of arc, giving the answer in 1 decimal. So the formula for length of arc is angle, this is angle, theta means angle, over complete angle 360 times pi times diameter, pi d, or at place of pi d we can write 2 pi r, because we know diameter is 2 times radius. So angle is 40 divided with 360. Pi is 3.14, or we can just give it in terms of pi. Sorry, there is a multiplication sign. Diameter is 18 times 2, which is 36. So if I just multiply all of this, I will get I'll get 4, then 3 point, yeah, I'll get 12.56. That's my answer, or you can just write 12.6. There is a sector, we have to find the area of this sector. So the formula to find the area of sector is angle over complete angle times area of square, area of circle, pi r square. So angle is 150, we divide it with 360 times it with pi, r square, radius is 6, so 6 square is 36, right? If I just solve it, I'll get this 36 cancels out, I'll get 15 pi. This is the area of this sector, this area. Next is this question. There we have, sorry, there is a right angle. So this angle is 40, this is right angle, this side is given. So based on, with respect to this angle, this is the opposite side, right, which is opposite. Then this is the adjacent to this angle, this is adjacent, this is hypotenuse. So we can use this formula, remember this, so ka toa, so ka toa. S is for sine. For sine, the formula is opposite over hypotenuse. So actually it is hypotenuse. Okay. So ka toa. So opposite over hypotenuse. For cos, it is adjacent over hypotenuse. For tan, this C is for cos, this T is for tan, which is opposite over adjacent. Okay. So this you can just remember these formulas with this thingy. So sine is opposite over hypotenuse. So we have to find the length of x. So which of this formula have opposite and because we have to find x, right? So one of the length which is given and which is unknown. So given length is this 8 and unknown is hypotenuse. So this is opposite, right? This is opposite and x is hypotenuse. So opposite over hypotenuse is only in this formula. sign, right? That's why I would use sign. So one given you have to check, given is opposite, and one unknown you have to check, which is hypotenuse, and then use the formula accordingly. Opposite and hypotenuse in sign. So I would use sign. Angle is 40. Sine 40 degree is equals to opposite over hypotenuse. So sine 40 degrees, opposite is 8 over hypotenuse is x, right? So from here, if I just find sine 40 degree values, I plug there, and so I need to find x, right? So x would be 8 over sine 40 degrees. If you just use the put everything in the calculator, you will get 12.45 degrees. Not degrees, sorry, this is centimeter, because this is length, not angle, right? This is 12.45. Okay, so last question is this: we have to transform shape A onto shape B. So shape A is this and shape B is there. So first let's see how do we move by let's go first horizontally. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because I'm going towards left, so I would write -5, right? If I go towards right, then I use positive numbers, and for left I use negative. Similarly, if I go upward I use positive, if I go downward I use negative. So -5, this is for horizontal, right? Then for vertically, if I go vertically 1, 2, 3, and then 3.5, right? Because I'm going upward, so it would be positive. So we write horizontal first and then vertical and then put a bracket. So this is my vector, translation vector. Okay. So this was it. I hope you liked the video. Thank you.